hopefully all this works. Yes, I need to get out of here. Okay, hello everyone, I'm Infinix and welcome to something a little bit different. Welcome everyone to Stationeers. How to describe Stationeers? Well, it has been on the channel before, probably quite a long time ago now. I did do some tutorials of how to build some interesting stuff. I did some logic circuit. I did some tutorials of logic circuits back in the day. I say back in the day, a couple of years ago now, probably. So this is a game by Rocketworks, who are probably best known for, well, the founder of Rocketworks was the guy behind DayZ. Now, due to issues of various things that kind of went on, he left the company and founded his own company in New Zealand, and created this, Stationeers. He's made some other games as well. But Icarus was the other one, wasn't it? Yeah, Icarus. A game which didn't run particularly well on my computer in the past, and when I upgraded to a new computer and tried to run it, it still didn't run particularly well. So yeah, there's that. But anyway, so I need to get all these supplies. Although I don't. Let me just turn my jetpack on. I don't think I can die in this mode. But yeah, so my aim here is to learn how heat works within Stationeers. So the best way to do that is to fire up a creative world and build a hotel. Now I've got all this stuff you get just normally if you're on default. There is a sort of a reduced equipment mode as well, but I will use the starting supplies to build a very basic construction. So in here I have a whole bunch of walls and bits and pieces. Anyway, so what is unique about this game? Well, for a start, I have two hands. No, really, I've got two hands. I'm not entirely sure why these are looking so kind of a bit strange. But anyway, I want a... 'cause the rest of this stuff I will sort of fill out in using other bits and pieces as well. But I do want to build an airlock that is 3 blocks wide, going into a building that is a little bit larger. So we'll do our airlock out here. I want it at 3 by 3, I think. I think that will work nicely. And then what I then need to do is, because I can do this. Well, you know, I don't need it at the moment. I can just throw it on the floor for now. I can then go and get the plates, which are in here. And I want to weld plates to a frame. So what do is I have the welder in one hand, my plates in the other, and I weld. Yeah, it's quite unique in that way, and it does just say, okay, you got two hands. You can have it in either hand as well. If you're left-handed, you can just have your plates in that hand and just do it like that. That's fine. That works. However, I have just used up the battery, so I better put a new battery in there. But this is the point where I think I probably need to break out my creative menu, which I believe it's on hyphen. So I need an RTG, and then I press F. No, that wasn't it. What is the spawn key? That's the question. thought it was F12. F11 maybe. Ah, it's F9. Okay, fine. F9. And then we rotate it using insert and page up. Make sure that it is the correct way around. And this will be I need to put this in for the moment, and this will move immediately once I've actually got space to put it. Then I need a battery. A small battery charger will do for the moment. And then we just use our insert key to rotate it. And we then grab our cable, rotate it, and then, yeah, there we go. So that is now able to charge my battery. It's very, very basic. It's very crude, but I need power. The other way to get it, of course, would be for me to actually put a proper battery in there, which would be that one. Except it's empty. Oh, no, it is full. It is full. But we're going to need a lot of it, so we got a lot of welding to do. So I'm going to quickly just weld this bit up. So you've got two hands. That's one unique aspect of this game. It is a fairly brutal survival game in that it actually models pretty much everything, I think. So you see all these dots moving away. That's because in doing welding, I have released some gases into the environment. An insignificant amount, considering the gases in this environment are not breathable. But it also, because I've been doing some welding, it's also, in theory, would have heated up the environment around me because I've been doing welding. Right, I need to. Oh, for goodness sake, no. I mean, let's keep one of those nuclear batteries around. It's fine. So let's start getting. Actually, no, we shouldn't need to do that yet because I've probably got the equipment here to build doors. Those aren't going to be good enough for what we need. So, airlocks. If we go into our open thing button and we type airlock, we are going to need an item kit airlock. I should note, game is in early access, but there is a complete. I'm just doing creative mode because I kind of want to learn aspects of the game without needing to go through all the bits that I do know, because the game changes a lot. They have just added full liquid simulation into the game, which has kind of potentially changed some more parts of the game. So yeah, there's that. Right, I need now some walls. Item kit wall should be good enough for what I need. Composite window sounds good. Let's have a couple of those. Though there are window shutters which might be better. But we can cross that bridge when we come to it. So, yeah, so this is... So there are, obviously, so one block you can fit in 6 walls per block, technically. Probably don't want to do it with that one. Oh, I can fix that later if I want to. Well, I probably will want to. I probably will want to change that to a different type of frame. But just grabbing that with plastic sheets. I've got some plastic sheets out here. Let's not fall into the abyss again. I would like to use as much of this stuff out of here as possible because, well, in part because when the first storm comes along, it's taking all this with it. So anything that's outside is going to be incinerated or thrown around. So yeah, that's something that obviously we don't want because we don't want it hitting anything. So just gonna quickly put in some nice plastic sheeting for these. So obviously just it uses the item that you've got in your hand. Right. This is looking better. And we're just gonna basically just put all of these components here for now, just to kind of get them out of the way, and when I need them I can just come back to them whenever. Now it probably would be a good idea just to finish welding up the floor. This is going to be something that I come back to as well, so this will be the first episode of many, probably, of me trying to work out things like heat, water, all that sort of good stuff. Right. Now, next up, some just basic grating would be good. Just put on the floor. And that kind of also does show off a little bit more aspect to this game in that, okay, so I've put some flooring down here. That's raised up the floor slightly, but that also means that pipes and cables can be placed underneath the floor. And it seems just like a ridiculously small thing to mention, but an awful lot of games don't actually do this. You think about something like Space Engineers, where sure, you can have a piece that has an angular wall like this, but that's now filled. That block is now filled. Whereas in this game, well, I've just put in essentially 3 walls and a floor, but I can still put stuff in that space. Like, here, you've got potentially, I think it's 16 slots for a small item per block. That is a little bit iffy. I should probably do something about that. Let's just get a bit more of a floor out here. And that will be because that's in the way. Sure. There we go. And then, yep, and just run in here. I can then just do that. And then I can start hauling in bits and pieces. However, we now have to start being a little bit careful. Game is complicated. Horrendously complicated. So some stuff we bring in is going to be fine for us to bring in and start sort of setting up. We've got some atmospheric kits here, which would be good for like air conditioners and filtration systems. We get a hydraulic pipe bender. Oh, that would be useful just to have. A whole bunch of stuff that deals with how air flows around. But what would happen if I brought in the oxygen tank to here? Well, we'd probably be good for a little while, but over time that oxygen tank is going to heat up, and the oxygen inside it is going to expand. I have blown up a base before because I brought in the oxygen tank and it exploded. This game has some of the most hilarious deaths I've ever had in a game. The wild thing about this game is when I'm playing something like, I guess, like Dark Souls, for example, that is a sort of a game which I get quite annoyed with, mostly because I don't believe it to be a particularly fair game. I don't feel like some of the deaths in something like Dark Souls can be particularly fair. Or some of the deaths even in Minecraft, sometimes you're like, what? Where did that come from? I laugh when I die in Stationeers, mostly because I know it's my own fault. It's something I have done. I've been I've set up an airlock like this before, but instead of using anything sensible, I routed the active vent, which is pulling the atmosphere out each time, into a tank. What happened? Well, over time that tank just filled up more and more and more. And it was a small one. It was like a 2x1 airlock. And one day I go to cycle the airlock, and the tank above me explodes, throwing me out of the now open door. It shoved all the atmosphere into this tank and opened the door. It blew me out of the airlock, and in the process, absolutely shredded my spacesuit, and I was just gone. And another one I had. I've died so many hilarious times in Stationeers. Another funny one I had was I was putting. This might have ended up on stream actually. I was doing something kind of dumb, in that I had a room that I was using to put oxygen into. You know, I was basically filling this room with oxygen. This was before we got the ice machine thing that breaks down the ice and puts it into bottles. You know, I was literally just throwing oxide into a room and then filling the bottles out of that. And the pressure was building up because I was just throwing all this oxide in. And I noticed that the tanks I was putting on were like really full, and I was frantically just, making tanks, filling them up to try and relieve the pressure. But the tanks were getting really full, and there's this moment of, I've messed up here, and then the entire wall explodes outwards, and I'm just gone at that point. There's nothing left of me but a smoking pair of boots. That was funny as well, because you look back at it and say, why was I so stupid there? Right, I need my airlock supplies, which are here. So I need a console. Let's put it on the inside of here. Let's put it up here where I've got all this stuff. And we need the data chip to go inside it. Oh, you know what I could do with? Where's my lockers? Because I could do with having a locker out here. See, that's all food. Oh, that's everything for trading. God, has the case that I need slipped down into one of these crevasses? Possibly. Or, hold on, is it stuck up there still? No, but I don't know where that container's gone. That's survival supplies. There should be a second yellow container. Let's not fall into the crevasse again. Using my jetpack just to see if I can see it. No, I think it probably is down there somewhere. It's fine because we got creative, so it's cool. Right, atmospheric supplies. No, that wasn't what I wanted. I want the advanced airlock. I mean, what I could also do is just start putting things back into here. My oxygen tanks are getting very full of stuff, and part of the problem with that is that it's hot, and so the gas in it is expanding, which is fine. It's not going to explode, but it could cause problems later on if I don't cool the room down. Actually, the room is cooling down because it is night, so the all these dots here, that would be gas is moving around. It's getting cooler, basically, and so the gas is escaping out of the doors. Yeah, game is entertaining, but can be a little complicated. Right, let's pull up this floor as well. So what I'm doing here, so I am wiring this up into the. Well, ultimately, it will also be into the power system as well, because what I want to do is just make sure that these airlocks do close. Now I can actually close them manually. Oh, I need to actually. I've not completed these airlocks yet. I should do that because these are really cool doors. Right. So I can actually open these using the. Yeah, I can force these open using the crowbar. There are sort of additional actions you can do with this, and actually what I might do is just sort of start moving on. So this is going to be the lobby. So actually, yeah, especially as it's night, let's just start moving on. Because I need to have the lobby finished, I think, so that I can actually put together some reasonably cool sort of spaces. So let's have this like maybe a 9x9 spot. This is certainly a game that can cater a little bit more to the using odd. For goodness sake. The odd sort of proportions, like you would often do in Minecraft if you just want to do a basic build. I've run out of those. I run out of those completely, I think, so that's fine. We can just weld up what we've got, and just so that I've got a proper platform to walk around on. So what I would like to do, so today is going to be an awful lot of welding up of stuff and just kind of talking about the game. I'm hoping this will sort of enter into a little bit more of a rotation, just to mix up between like Satisfactory, maybe some Minecraft, streams during the week, just depending on, some chill stuff, some, a lot of sort of factory type stuff. I would quite like to build some interesting sort of logic circuits in here. I'd like to, one of the things that I was kind of thinking about having in here, so we've got our lobby here, we've got our sort of, we'll have some elevators down the back to go to various rooms. One of them being a captain's elevator to go up one floor, down one floor, because there'll be a sort of a semi-floor, I guess, for this one, which will be sort of like a control room area just over the top of all this, over the top of here. So the airlock might have a little bit of an overhang, I guess. That might look kind of cool. We can also add some cladding out to the outside. And potentially paint that. I don't know if there's any windowed cladding. I don't know if that's been added. I don't think so from the looks of things. That's fine. So, you know, we could have just a standard window in there. Yeah, I don't think. But yeah, so all this can be cladded up. So that's a thing we can do. There's a lot of interesting stuff we can do with this, I think, and it'd be interesting to kind of learn how stuff works in this game. Basically, I need one of these. Oh, I could just grab one of these actually. Let's just replace that waste tank now, so it's not bothering me. So we're going to need waste processing. I'm just going to hide that. I need waste processing. I need air conditioning stuff. I need the ability for this room to suck out all the air. Sure, that would be useful. But the air needs to go somewhere, so we would potentially just have a passive air vent on this side of the wall somewhere, probably next one over. Where's my walls? In fact, we want. I think I want nicer walls inside. There is the padded wall, geometry wall, flat wall. That's the one I like. I do like these ones. These are steel walls. Need to put my thing away. Controls take a little bit of getting used to, I will say that. However, it is worth learning these controls. You can use, I think it's, you hold Alt, you can use your mouse like this, but then that means that you're not moving around. You can't do anything. Whereas with the standard system, you can manipulate your inventory while you're moving around, which can be quite useful, especially in sort of very sort of time constrictive states. So that's 4 that way. So 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And off cam, I'll probably just fill out the rest of this a little bit. Not do too much, but maybe just sort of add some lighting in here. I'll probably do a lot of the cabling actually. So we can add wall lights. There's a whole bunch of different lights here. I was thinking maybe like one of them. So that will be wired into the electricity. This is very much, I guess this would be a systems-based survival, is generally how I've referred to it in the past. So something like Space Engineers, for example, would be, while it does have oxygen, I believe, like, and sort of pressurized spaces in it, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on, let me do this. 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yeah, while something like Space Engineers does have sort of basic like oxygen systems and the like, it doesn't go too in depth. It's much more a spaceship building game. Something like Empyrean, again, it has some of these components in it, but not to the level that we kind of see here. Oh, that was more lights. We don't need more lights. Well, we will need more lights. We'll need quite a lot of more lights, but I need more wall. Wall flat. And yeah, so something like Empyrean. Again, it's a spaceship builder rather than something that is specifically sort of much more, managing. You're managing your food, your water, and your health. But it's a little bit more in depth than that, in that it's also asking you to. You need to have pressurized spaces. You need to have spaces which are cool. I could throw a whole bunch of oxygen in here and have theoretically a breathable atmosphere, but I'm going to burn to a crisp as soon as I open the helmet. Let's get some frames. A couple of stacks of these. And the game does give you an awful lot of just stuff to play with as well. It sort of restricts you by what you can do using the tools that are there. But the challenge, I guess, is for the player to learn how stuff works. Which is generally the challenge with a lot of games, I know, but it's there's a lot here. There is the game really does not hold back at all. So we've just got water simulations in, so you can have liquid water, which means that I'm thinking, well, you know what, it would be really nice to have a nice fish tank in the lobby, because that's the sort of thing these sort of high class fancy hotels should have. We should certainly have a desk near the back. We should also have a couple of holes keep doing the wrong one. Like one hole there, so one hole there, and that should be for our doors, which I do have some doors in here somewhere. Got a couple of door. Oh no, those were the ones I spawned in. I know that I've got some door. Yeah, okay, doors. I think a couple of glass doors would be nice up here. These doors do block the passage of oxygen. The interior doors do not. So you can have some nice interior doors that look a little bit more chill than these heavy doors, and a lot more chill than these heavy doors. But they're not going to stop oxygen. They're not going to stop oxygen escaping if you've got a hull breach. And why might you have a hull breach? Well, something might have exploded outside, or I don't know, somebody may have accidentally pressurized the room with hydrogen and started a small fire. That's totally not happened to me before. Totally has. That was a fun one. Burst pipe in my arc furnace room caused the entire room to be to fill up with hydrogen, and then there was a spark, partly caused of something else overpressurizing, possibly. I don't know. I didn't exactly get to the root cause of it. All that I remember is the room suddenly being on fire and me running down a corridor frantically trying to close airlocks behind me before the fire spread. that burnt for quite some time until the fire finally ate through the wall, thus putting out the fire because there was no oxygen out to fuel it outside. In theory, you could have tanks of carbon dioxide set up with active vents ready to turn on if a fire is detected inside. And you could just pump the room full of carbon dioxide. That would then affect the fuel mix of the environment, reducing the amount of oxygen or hydrogen in the air and putting out the fire. The game does all this, which is kind of wild when you start talking about, well, the game allows you to potentially just fill a room with hydrogen because why not? That's what the game allows you to do. Right. Okay, so I've got all this in. Oh wait, no. What I should do is grab any plates I've got. That will just stop it from being quite so hectic to move over. And I need iron plates. Okay. Oh god, was it a sheet? Alright, welding time. Well, I don't need to weld those up. So the iron frames, it's just so I can walk on it basically while I'm doing sort of blockouts. Now, off cam, I probably will do a little bit more blockouting, just because the next one I can sort of the next stream I can sort of focus a little bit on filling out this space. So the blockouts that I'm planning on doing here is there's going to be an extra corridor around here. So there's going to be sort of 3 access levels if you like. So the green areas will be for anyone to go through. The amber areas will be for they're sort of the utility areas, the place where the chickens are kept. Yeah, there's chickens in the game, which you do need to look after. There's food growing stuff and all that, which obviously for growing food you need different environments. You need to have a room that's carbon rich because that's what plants are like. So yeah, there's a lot to sort of learn in this game and a lot to do. Alright, so that is that basically put together. And this is the point where I'm just like, right, I need to cut some holes for some doors. I'll do one there, and I'll do one here. These will be access doors for staff. Just grab a couple of doors. Item kit door, it's this one. And these are going to be the composite doors. And there's something cool we can do with the composite doors. We can name them. We can name everything. But these are kind of a bit special. So what do I need to continue these? I need plastic sheets. I've got some of them. I should have a labeler as well somewhere. Just do that one, that one. Well, I mean, what I should do before I move on is also do these two, because I'm going to need to do them eventually anyway, so why not now? and glass and a crowbar. So because the name of this is composite door, we have composite door on here. The glass doors don't get it, but the glass doors do look quite nice just on these side bits. So if I grab a labeler, should have one of these, there it is. Turn it on, because obviously everything needs to be turned on for the most part. I can rename this to be utility room door 1. Doesn't exactly fit. Access might work a little bit. Yeah, that looks better. Utility. Yes. And the benefit of doing this, of naming your doors, naming any doors in fact you have, is that when you come to doing logic based stuff, it will appear properly in these, instead of everything just being called glass door or whatever. So setting up naming conventions for your doors, all of them, including your airlock doors. Name your airlock doors inner and outer, because it's an awful lot easier to set up. Just stick that in there. Yeah, it's an awful lot easier to set up then. We can also get some there's furniture. There's a kit. There's a furniture kit. There we go. And one of the things that is, wait, really? I've got a plinth and I've got a control chair. No, that's not quite what I was looking for. There is a kit for, like, I already did that. I thought it was furniture, but I will be wrong. Item kit chairs. No. Yes, there's some like benches. I think the benches would look about right. You know, this is a waiting room. Oh, that's annoying. I can't actually put it in the center of the block, I don't believe. So yeah. And that's the case with all of these. Well, yeah. I could probably, yeah, just do something. Oh, I could do a booth. Something like that. And these are all chairs, so I bet there's tables. There we go. Thinking something, well, I mean, there should be a small little table here. Bench, a whole bunch of benches, like kitchen table. Maybe adequate for now, at least. So we just got a desk at the front. And this room is steadily becoming my dumping ground for anything I don't need. I'll clean that up a little bit off cam. I'll build a proper room down here for utility stuff, and maybe, well, maybe build a quick garage type area out there. and drag everything in, break all this stuff down, clean this up outside. We can do a little bit more, obviously. So out here, yeah, so we've got to put the elevator in, so the elevator will be the next job, which will be this one. So the thing about the elevator is that it is going to need to be a restricted access, which means I'm going to need a little bit of space to put in something that I had a video for, which was a combination lock. I think that will work quite nicely in here. So let me grab the iron sheets. My waste tank is filling up again. Oh. And that'll do. Oh, for goodness sake. Ugh. I hate it when you fall down into a frame and you can't get out again. Right. Welding these two up completely. And I'm not welding these two up completely. In fact, I may as well just weld these ones up completely. Because I've got the what am I doing? I need to go back. I'm kind of welding as I go, this bit as I go at the moment, because I need to weld it all up anyway, so if I'm just nearby, then I'll just weld up. I may as well just finish up these plates that I've got. Okay, right, so next up, the elevator is going to go in here. So let's grab the elevator. So there are two things. There are the elevator level and the elevator shaft. And all the places. Ooh. I don't know the difference between these two. I kind of want the cabled one. So obviously this isn't going to work. It's not got any power on it yet. It will do. You know what, I'm just going to quickly grab another RTG for now, just so that I can power this for now. Yeah, and that all just works. And of course, so imagine I've got loads of stuff and I needed to move it up and down. I could just fill it up and then just lift it up. Potentially, if you're playing with other people as well, you could use that to haul stuff up and down. Just have yourself a little cargo elevator. Make that a little bit easier to walk around on. Same with that. So yep, there's that, and you can obviously call it. So yeah, if you're working with people and you're like all the way up there, they can load this up, and you can just call the elevator, and it will will go up on its own. That I really do like the elevators, and it's a weird thing to like, but there's so many games that just don't do them, and they don't do them well. But the game doesn't mind you putting, physics objects onto an elevator and hauling it up, which is nice. Right, oxygen is going to start becoming a problem soon. Right, so next up, to start. Yeah, I have definitely used the wrong. I'm gonna have the large panel everywhere, I think. At the moment, anyway, I will have to change these walls in here just to be something different. So it might get a little bit much just having all the same texture on everything. Got some steel panels here. Actually, no, these are iron. Got some steel panels here. And of course, the reason why I'm doing this is so that I can realise that I messed up and need to grab some of these. I'm also going to need a door. Okay, elevators, doors, there we go. And the door is going to go in here. Is it composite door? Yep. So door is going to go in there, and then there'll be walls up here either side, so you'll be able to come in, you'll be able to do your put your combination in, come in here, and then head on up. Now my suit is about to explode, I think. Just ditch that. Also my oxygen is also I shouldn't leave all these tanks lying around because they might explode in the heat. But there's not much in that one, but there is quite a bit in that one, I think. So that one does need to be... Ah, no, there's loads of... It's quite hot. It is quite a hot canister, to be fair. I might also build a quick purging system for some of these, because, yeah... I don't really want the canisters just sort of lying around getting hot and potentially causing some problems. But for now, I think that's a good sort of block out. I'll build upon this a little bit. This cladding might need to come a bit further forwards to allow for sort of a slightly overhanging, maybe a sort of a large window here. We can have... there's reinforced windows, which are these, and these could look quite good. So there's that. There is also shutters, window shutters. which basically you can set these up so they close. So if the sun is up, you can have these just sort of automatically close, or have it on a button, or if there's a storm going, you want to close the windows, you can do that. Hook that up to a weather station, bit of logic. That should work fine. That could be an interesting little project to have for a stream, to have a system set up where if there's a storm outside, all the windows automatically close. So we've got quite a few options here for some logic-based sort of bits and pieces. As I said, I do want to learn how things like the heat system works in the game, how we can kind of cool this down, have consistent temperature rooms throughout the facility, throughout the hotel. But yeah, I'm going to end this here for now, mostly because now I just need to do an awful lot of welding, securing up this block out that we've got going here, adding in a couple of corridor. There's going to be a corridor here with a little storage room, I think about here, and on the other side I'm going to be using some of these. Oh no, that's the blast door. I will be using some blast doors for things as well, but these will be for like there's a fire, so this just, well, I can't just open this because that wouldn't solve the problem. But there's a fire, so blast doors close it down in a corridor. However, there is a, is it airlock? Yeah, it's airlock. It's called an airlock gate. It's these things. And what these allow you to do is, and actually there's multiple different types now, so you can have bigger doors, which is good. Though I do quite like just having a line of these. Basically, these are modular doors, so you can have, I can actually do it, yeah. And then if I was to find the right combination of keys that allow me to do what I wanted to do, yeah, so you can have these very, very big sort of modular doors. When they're closed, they're airtight. These are great for vehicle hatches. So I'll be using these down that side as a sort of a vehicle hatch. These can also be force opened as well, like so. You don't need to have them hooked into the power if you do just need to forcibly open and close them. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm going to be up to. Just going to get rid of these. Yes, that's kind of what I'm going to be up to, just off cam. I just want to finish off this block out and then kind of revisit when I'm ready to do maybe a bit of logic, maybe a bit of wiring up. Yeah. So with that, I think I will say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.